What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Steve from Pltr Gang Investments, back with another video, man. And in today's video, that market bounced back. Trump started to fold. We saw a battle of money versus power, and it looked like money is winning for now. Now, I don't know if Trump gonna say something crazy. Things might change, but for everybody who stayed down during this dip, accumulated, bought, hold, anything like that, you being rewarded. To all the suckers, all the haters, all the lames who ran. Everybody was like, oh, I'm waiting for Palantir to get to 9. I'm waiting on NVIDIA to get to 60, you know, and bought what? Gold, dividend stocks, the stuff that wasn't up, the stuff that wasn't down, the stuff that was already up. Not being rewarded. So anyway, at the time of this recording, all-time P&L in the thousands, you know what I'm saying? They're saying 460% money weighted versus the Dow. But like I said, this account started with so little. Like I say, from last year it was 700. I think from when I started, I only put like $2,000 in this thing. So we've been going crazy. We've been going crazy, man. And I actually have taken like $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 out to start my AI business. And I'm going to be making a video for y'all on that. But, you know, we show y'all the all-time P&L first. Then year-to-date, we back at it. We up 31% year-to-date. For all my haters, that's only up 1%. You feel me? And let's get to these positions. So as of right now, we at 17.7 after taking out like $1,500, $1,800. So the original count, we'd probably be at like, what, 19.3, 19.5 if we hadn't taken stuff out. But, you know me, let's look at these positions, man. I don't know why they changed the outlet. There we go. That's the way I like to see my positions. All right. So first with the Palantir position, we've been making money on the Palantir position. I just rolled a call this morning. I was up 95% on one. So I had a January that I pushed down to August. And that's this here for 440, the one that's red. Then I got this August call I bought yesterday because I did the same thing with a March call. I'm up 10% on that. Got June calls, we up 61% on. Got a May call, I'm up 92% on. I might, you know, sell that in the close or something. Got a January call, I'm still up 91% on. And we got a July call, we up 125% on, and a June call, we up 158% on. As of time of this recording, we done bought like 2 Palantir shares back out to 20 we sold, you know what I'm saying, to buy more options, get more buying power. So we gonna be getting back to building those Palantir shares, man. So Tesla position, I actually opened a Tesla position earlier today. I slick should have sold it because it was up like 42%. As of time is recording, it's only up 28%. But you know, we gonna see if we get into a risk on environment, see if some of these stocks keep riding. Tesla shares, we only down 11% on those now. Got $1,000. $1,029 worth of the SPY at this point, down 7%. Vistra's still down. Walmart's flat. Oklo's down. Oklo's still down. I'm actually thinking about Oklo because Sam Altman left the board of Oklo, which is one of the main reasons we bought it, since they're not reporting what they need to report. I'll do a little more research. Because some people are actually saying Sam Altman leaving could actually be bullish for Oklo, but I'm going to keep looking into that. So NVIDIA, as the time of this recording, NVIDIA's at 110, so we got $700 worth of NVIDIA. NVIDIA put about to go to 0. That's a great thing, you know what I'm saying? MicroStrategy, we only down 10% on MicroStrategy. I really wish I had time to buy more MicroStrategy during the dip, but you know it didn't go that way, so it is what it is. Meta still down 11%. JP Morgan need to add to that, up 6.5. IBM only down 6. IBIT's basically flat. Robinhood's up 8, and our Robinhood calls up 46%. Goldman Sachs, we up 17%. That's probably one of our best dip buys. Wish we had bought a lot more Goldman Sachs, you know what I'm saying? Grab, we only down 7% on Grab. Of course, this other Grab call, it went all the way down. It's all good. Still down on Google, Amazon, Advanced Auto Parts, about over with. So, at this point in the market, I'm waiting for the China deal to be confirmed before we could say we really out the water. You know what I'm saying? Because if the China deal is not confirmed, we could easily go back down. But as a trader investor, as y'all see, these dips, these crashes, all this negative news, all this hating, all this fear mongering, these are our opportunities to load up. And I hope, you know, a lot of people learned that lesson from this particular dip. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's look at some stocks. I normally don't do no YOLO updates during market hours, but I don't know if I'm going to be free after market hours. I actually had an allergic reaction yesterday, man. I went out to get some fish and things didn't go right. My eye was swollen. My body was scratching. I had to go to the hospital. That's why I didn't do the YOLO update yesterday. But we're going to look at a few stocks while it's going on. You feel me? So as of the time of this recording, QQQ took off. And I'm actually quite disappointed because I was day trading until about this point right here. Once I stopped, man, this thing broke all the way out. it's trading hours right now, so I actually might try it again, try something like here, maybe catch a bounce, but that's neither here nor there. QQQ's looking great on a 2-minute, but you know, we more long term, so let's look at this daily. All right, so on the daily, we're coming into some resistance. Like I said, the macro's on our side. That's why things are going well. But we are coming into resistance. I wouldn't be surprised if people wanted to buy puts here, because it's a good place for it to, you know, fall back down, take a consolidation. Like I say, we're really looking on news. Bad news sends us right back to the dirt. Good news gonna send us right back to the top. So I wouldn't necessarily buy here. I would wait for a pullback, but we are bullish. So if I were to see like this bar go crazy, give me a fair value gap and pull back into that, I might do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Then I look at Tesla real quick. Tesla's up 9%. Like I said, at one point it was up 10.5. That's when it was up crazy on our call. They came straight to the 200. And it's a bearish order block there. So, you know, from a technical point of view, that's resistance as well. But like I said, we a macro-based environment right now, just like a lot of support wasn't holding up when we were going down. They just break through the order block, break through the fair value gap, break through the order block. So, you know, if we can get good news, we might be able to do the same thing on the upside. But, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, get too hopeful yet because we're not completely out the woods yet. I'm waiting for us to get completely out the woods before we can celebrate. You know what I'm saying? But next, NVIDIA, of course, you know I like to pull up NVIDIA, man. So, yeah, we got NVIDIA here. Same situation. People bouncing back, but there's resistance because we had such drastic downturns. But the way I look at it, a lot of these resistances were all macro based. It was all news based. So like I said, if the news can get good, we could easily like beat all this. From a technical point of view with NVIDIA, I would need this thing to get like above 120 and pull back maybe to this EMA before I get in. But that's where we at on it with the market. And you know, I'm gonna take the last little bit of this video, you know, scroll some stocks and, you know, talk a little bit about what's been going on out here in these markets, man. So we got like Salesforce up, Coinbase up. Let's see. And it's like, what, our third, fourth up day in a row? So, you know, things looking kind of bullish. Palantir's back down to only up 1.8. I think it was up 3 point something. That's why I took some gains earlier, you know what I'm saying? So that was cool. NVIDIA's up 3.5. SoundHound's up 1%. AMD's up 1.5%. And I want you to go back to the commentary on the market the past few weeks. Everybody's saying, oh, it's the end of the world. Everybody's saying, oh, it's going to crash. Oh, it's going to burn. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's going to gold. Everybody's trying to go dividend stocks. And like I said, if you were going to do that, you should have been in it. There's no point in taking like a 30% loss to buy stocks that aren't going to recover properly. Like, let's see. And like I said, I might be wrong. We're going to do this live. Let's look at Pepsi, for example. If they'll pull it up, down 1.4% today because now people are going risk off. So if you sold your stock at a 20-30% loss and bought something like Pepsi, you're not getting that 30% back most likely, at least not for a decade. With Coca-Cola, I'm just messing with you, not a decade. Oh, it might be 5 years, 13%. So it's like what you don't do is you don't just flip-flop when the market does that. Like if you're a dividend investor, if you're an older investor, you're near retirement, stay down in these stocks. If you're a younger investor, if you're a growth investor, stay down in those stocks. That's the stupidest thing I see when these markets crash. Everybody wants to flip-flop. All you're doing is locking in losses you can't get back. Like I had a friend, he ran his account up to like 20,000 off Palantir. All right, no, more than 20,000. We crash, we go down, Palantir hits 100, he gets scared, sell the whole portfolio. Then he called himself buying puts, but he bought 7-day puts, thinking his market was gonna crash. Next thing you know, he takes a 68% loss, Palantir bounces back past 100, and now he's still down 30-40% on his portfolio, and he ain't getting it back because he don't got shares. And that's how they trick you out your position. You know, you got a lot of fear mongers out here too. You got a lot of people that like to brag they up 1%, I'm up or down 1%, man. Since last year, and we have thousands of percent since last year. But those same people that don't outperform the market like to brag about how they're not losing money when they didn't really make money either. Like if it's 8 years, 9 years, and you're up 120%, that's great. But nah, 34 to 44, you shouldn't have did that, twin. Like 36 to 44, nah, you probably should have got a little more aggressive. You were still young, but you know, that's to each his own. But what I'm saying is a lot of these influencers, especially on the more conservative side, they like to frame things a certain way. Like this account. I remember I heard one fool say that Palantir was 125 before the election. That is not true at all. Palantir was like in the 30s before the election. They don't quote facts. They just talk. They just do this, they just do this. Then when things go up, they brag, they don't pay attention to nothing, but then they want you to pay them for their stock picks. It's just weird. What I tell people is ignore the noise and look at your companies, double down. If you got the money, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Contribute monthly. Like, I don't show y'all that part of it, but on one of my other accounts, I do contribute monthly from my working job. And I actually might start contributing money to this account that I got on camera, but you know, I had to get enough money to contribute to this one as well as like my actual retirement account, my more conservative investing account. The account I show y'all is like one of my trading accounts. It's not my day trading account, but it's like my swing trading account that I occasionally day trade in. So that's why you don't see me add a lot of money to it. But it's your boy Steve from Printing Gang Investments. I'm just giving y'all an update. Like I said, I was sick yesterday. I would have gave y'all one yesterday. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video.